What I want to talk about on today's call is the state of marketing, the power of focus, Facebook advertising, the best 3 sales questions, video marketing, the importance of faces.
This call is being recorded.
So what I want to talk about on today's call, guys, is that quality copywriting creates quality leads. I want to give you guys breaking news. And this is hard to remember sometimes in a digital alert, millennial, Snapchat, story world. But people read shit. And because of that, the quickest way to improve your quality of lead is actually to improve the quality of your copywriting. I was up in Minnesota, gosh, I travel so much. I was actually doing an event and we went up to Detroit. And I met with this gentleman. He's a great client of ours named Brian Powers. And a lot of our clients have a team. They have an Amber. They have a Neil the Deal. You know, they have an inside salesperson and they have a person that can work the leads for them. But not everybody does. And what happens a lot is like my conversation with Brian, he said, Chris, I am willing to pay 3 times more per lead and to get 1/3 less leads, to pay 2/3 more per lead and to get 1/3 as many leads if they were further down in the funnel. Because when you're busy and you're kind of that solopreneur, it's hard to call every new lead in 5 minutes. It's hard to follow up with every lead fast. It's hard to follow up with every lead 6 times. And so I had this great conversation with Brian where he kind of had this epiphany that the way that you actually improve the quality of your leads is not through better ad targeting. It's through better copywriting. So as an example, a lot of our clients run ads where they get hundreds and hundreds of leads because of a home was just listed, or a home is coming soon, or a home is having an open house. And so if you go to Facebook and you write your ad and you basically say just listed, well, then you're going to get just leads. But imagine if Brian just went in and said, if you are planning on making an offer on a home in the next 30 days, you will not want to miss this place. That is qualifying through copywriting. Here's another example. Instead of a client saying, would you like to know how much your home in Avalon Park is worth? You could say, if you live in Avalon Park and you are hoping to sell your home before the end of the year, read this. That is qualifying through copywriting. And I think we spend so much time on the image and the targeting and the landing page and the drip campaign that we sometimes trip over nickels to pick up pennies. Every word counts. Think about a loan officer trying to get a mortgage for a mortgage lead. Did you already qualify for a loan this year, but you need to update your pay stubs to get it reapproved? That is such a better lead for a lender than an ad that would say, buying a home is a serious decision and we can help. Like you have to qualify with copy. We are completely in control of the type of leads that we get, but we also have to change our mindset. You can't be willing to go after every lead. You want to get the right leads. Trust me, guys, all leads are not created equally. The best leads are often created cleverly. I'll give you guys a quick example. A few years ago, my friend Christina Wise from the Good Life team, she figured out, whether it was through a conference or training or just critical thinking, that home values in the late 2000s, so like 2007, 8, and 9, home values started going down. We all remember the foreclosure crisis. But the tax assessed value wasn't going down as fast as the actual value. And your property taxes are based on the assessed value of your home. So Christina and the Good Life team did a really creative campaign where they said, hey, do you think your property taxes might be too high? If your home's value has gone down, but you haven't had your property reassessed by the county, there's a chance that you could lower your property taxes today. Click here to learn more. That actually helped them generate tons and tons of qualified seller leads, because there's another way to lower your payment on your mortgage besides taxes. It's getting a smaller home. And so that was a very clever campaign where the copywriting basically qualified the leads. Like 0 people who don't own a home are going to go after that. So just the fact that it was a tax challenge for homeowners eliminated any rental leads from that funnel. Think about right now what you're seeing happen on Zillow and on Opendoor. We have a client here in Avalon Park, Veronica Figueroa, and she was a part of the beta test for what Zillow calls instant offers. Like most of those are not instant, but that verbiage, like you're only basically going to get leads that want to transact quickly. Because if you tell the lead like, hey, we can get you an instant offer, you're automatically finding leads who need to sell today, not next year. So qualify through copywriting. And we definitely need, these big top of the funnel campaigns. We love being able to fill our database with tons and tons of leads, but you also need to be just as excited when you get 4 good leads out of 8. Like if you get 4 good leads out of 8, you should be more excited than if you get 40 decent leads out of 400. Because all the digging through the haystack to find those needles is time wasted. And I'm not even talking, when I talk about copywriting and including the quality of our copy, I'm not even talking about power words. I'll get into that on a different call, where everything doesn't have to be big and new and cool. There's better language, but I'm not even talking about this. What I'm talking about is defending your ad spend on purpose by keeping people from clicking. How many times have we actually run an ad where we thought, how can I make sure that based on what I put in the ad, the smallest number of qualified people possible click it? You don't dictate the quality of your lead based on your ad targeting it. You dictate based on the quality of the words you choose. And this, of course, also applies not just to ads, but to emails and content and blogging as well. Steve's actually going to make an exciting announcement about a new employee who we're hiring 100% based on their copywriting skills. But think about when I taught the 9-word email, the technique we learned from Dean Jackson that I referenced in the conversion code. It's a 9-word email. It's not really long. It's not that cleverly written. It basically says, are you still thinking of buying Curaytor? Are you still thinking of buying a home? And the reason it works is because if you send the right message to the right leads, you get the right response. Improving your copy does not mean more words. It means better words. My brother and I put a quote into the conversion code, and it's usually attributed to Mark Twain, but it's actually a gentleman named Pascal. And he says, I would have written a shorter letter, but I did not have the time. It's actually a lot harder to use less words than it is to write a long letter. If I didn't have the time to write a short letter, so I wrote a long one instead. You've got to use a scalpel with your words, not an axe. You really want to think about this, guys, as reducing your copy to the ridiculous. Our perfect client is X. If that is you, do Y. If that's not you, keep scrolling. For us, as a real example, a lot of times we talk about we can help you grow your business faster. That is definitely something that anybody with a pulse wants. But if we said Susie was making $300,000 when she hired Curaytor, and now she's making $575,000, not to mention she's sleeping better at night because she knows she's getting an ROI from her marketing. That simple difference is everything. Like if you're not making in the ballpark of $300,000, you probably are going to self-disqualify. If you're not currently frustrated with the results of your marketing, that message may not speak to you. So what I want to challenge us to do as a team is, now that we've got our audiences better than ever, thanks to John, now that we've got our content better than ever, thanks to Annette, now that we've got our design work better than ever, thanks to Mike, what I want us to do now is I want us to get back to the basics of crossing every T and dotting every I. I want us being as picky about our written words as we are about our ads or videos or images. If we want better leads, if we want to improve the quality of our leads, the quickest way for us, and quite frankly, anybody listening, is to improve the quality of their copywriting. Thanks, guys. Hey, this is Chris. Thanks for listening to my call. If you enjoyed the call, please subscribe right now. Also, share the episode and use the hashtag #CallsWithChris. Every week, I choose a few people randomly to win a free signed copy of The Conversion Code, my USA Today best-selling book. You can also visit Curaytor.com. That's Curaytor.com to learn more about my company, which is the one I'm running during these calls. We help small businesses grow faster, and we've been featured recently by Inc., Forbes, Fortune, and Entrepreneur Magazine.